Did you know that something as simple as storing certain fruits in your refrigerator could be slowly damaging your health? What if I told you that 5 common fruits you probably have in your kitchen right now become toxic when exposed to cold temperatures? In the next few minutes, you'll discover which fruits should never touch the inside of your fridge, why this happens, and most importantly, how this knowledge could prevent serious health complications that affect millions of people over 50. Stay with me until the end because I'll reveal the shocking truth about what happens inside your body when you consume these improperly stored fruits. And I guarantee this information will change the way you store food forever. Have you ever wondered why some fruits seem to lose their flavor after spending time in your refrigerator? Or perhaps you've noticed that certain fruits develop an unusual taste or texture when stored in cold temperatures. Well, what I'm about to share with you goes far beyond simple taste changes. We're talking about a transformation that can turn nutritious fruits into substances that your body struggles to process, potentially leading to digestive issues, nutrient absorption problems, and even more serious health complications. Let's start with the first fruit that should never see the inside of your refrigerator: bananas. Now, you might be thinking, but bananas last longer in the fridge, don't they? This is actually one of the biggest misconceptions in food storage. When bananas are exposed to temperatures below 57 degrees Fahrenheit, something remarkable and dangerous happens at the cellular level. The cold breaks down the cell walls, causing the natural enzymes to react in ways they were never meant to. This process creates compounds that can interfere with your body's ability to regulate blood sugar levels. For people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, this becomes particularly concerning because our metabolism naturally slows down with age. Can you imagine consuming what you think is a healthy fruit, only to have it work against your body's natural processes? But here's where it gets even more interesting. The second fruit on our list is one that surprises almost everyone: tomatoes. Yes, tomatoes are technically fruits, and storing them in the refrigerator triggers a chemical reaction that breaks down their natural antioxidants. These antioxidants, particularly lycopene, are crucial for heart health and cancer prevention. When tomatoes are chilled, the cold temperature disrupts the production of volatile compounds responsible for their flavor and nutritional value. More importantly, cold-stored tomatoes develop higher levels of solanine, a natural toxin that can cause digestive distress, headaches, and in some cases, more severe neurological symptoms. Have you ever noticed how store-bought tomatoes often taste bland and watery? This is exactly why. But the real question is, what is this doing to your health when you consume them regularly? The third fruit might shock you even more: avocados. I know what you're thinking because I used to make the same mistake. We often buy avocados when they're still hard and immediately put them in the refrigerator, thinking we're extending their life. However, this actually prevents the natural ripening process and causes the fruit to develop compounds that can be harmful to your digestive system. Unripe, cold-stored avocados contain higher levels of pursin, a compound that can cause stomach upset and interfere with nutrient absorption. For older adults whose digestive systems are already working harder to process foods efficiently, this can lead to chronic digestive issues that many people never connect to their food storage habits. Have you been experiencing unexplained digestive discomfort? Could your refrigerator habits be the culprit? Now, let's talk about the fourth fruit: melons. This includes cantaloupe, honeydew, and watermelon. Here's something most people don't realize: whole melons should never be refrigerated before they're cut. The cold temperature causes the natural sugars to convert into compounds that can spike blood glucose levels much more dramatically than room temperature melons. This is particularly dangerous for people dealing with diabetes or prediabetes, conditions that become more common as we age. Additionally, cold storage can cause the development of harmful bacteria on the surface of the melon, which can penetrate the fruit and cause foodborne illness. When you consider that our immune systems naturally weaken with age, this becomes a serious health concern. Are you putting your health at risk without even knowing it? The fifth and final fruit will probably surprise you the most: citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and grapefruits. While many people assume that cold storage preserves these fruits better, the opposite is actually true. Cold temperatures cause citrus fruits to develop bitter compounds and reduce their vitamin C content significantly. More concerning is that refrigerated citrus fruits can develop higher levels of citric acid, which can erode tooth enamel and cause stomach irritation, especially when consumed on an empty stomach. For people over 50 who may already be dealing with sensitive stomachs or dental issues. This can exacerbate existing problems. But here's the most shocking part. Cold stored citrus fruits can actually interfere with certain medications commonly prescribed to older adults, including blood pressure medications and blood thinners. How many of you are taking medications right now? Could your fruit storage habits be affecting their effectiveness? But why does this happen? What is it about cold temperatures that transforms these healthy fruits into potential health hazards? The answer lies in understanding how fruits naturally ripen and maintain their nutritional integrity. Fruits are living organisms that continue their biological processes even after being harvested. When you expose them to unnaturally cold temperatures, you're essentially forcing them into a state of shock. This disrupts their cellular structure and causes enzyme reactions that wouldn't normally occur. Think of it like forcing someone to work in extreme conditions. The results are never optimal and can often be harmful. The enzyme disruption I mentioned creates what scientists call chilling injury. This isn't just about texture or taste changes. We're talking about fundamental alterations at the molecular level that can make these fruits harder for your body to digest and process. When your digestive system encounters these altered compounds, it has to work overtime to break them down. For people whose digestive systems are already slowing down due to age, this additional strain can lead to chronic inflammation, nutrient malabsorption, and a host of other health issues that develop so gradually that most people never make the connection. Let's dig deeper into what happens in your body when you consume these improperly stored fruits. First, your digestive system struggles to recognize and properly break down the altered compounds. This leads to incomplete digestion, which means you're not getting the full nutritional benefit from these fruits. In fact, you might not be getting any benefit at all. Worse yet, these incompletely digested compounds can ferment in your intestines, leading to gas, bloating, and digestive discomfort. Over time, this can contribute to more serious digestive issues and even affect your overall gut health. But the problems don't stop there. When your body can't properly process these altered fruits, it triggers an inflammatory response. Chronic inflammation is linked to virtually every age-related health condition you can think of: heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even cognitive decline. Are you starting to see how something as simple as fruit storage could be contributing to health issues you might be experiencing? Now, you might be wondering, so where should I store these fruits? The answer is simpler than you might think, but it requires a shift in how we think about food storage. Each of these fruits has an optimal storage temperature, an environment that preserves not just their taste and texture, but more importantly, their nutritional integrity and safety. Bananas should be stored at room temperature, preferably in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. If you want to slow down the ripening process, you can separate them from the bunch, as they release ethylene gas that accelerates ripening. Once they reach your preferred level of ripeness, you can refrigerate them, but only if you plan to use them within a day or two, and preferably in smoothies or baked goods where the texture change won't matter. Tomatoes should always be stored at room temperature, stem side down, until they reach perfect ripeness. This allows them to develop their full flavor profile and maintain their beneficial compounds. Only after they're fully ripe should you consider refrigerating them, and even then, only if you need to extend their life by a day or two. Avocados should ripen completely at room temperature before any refrigeration. You can speed up the ripening process by placing them in a paper bag with an apple or banana. Once they're perfectly ripe, they could be refrigerated for a few days, but their texture and nutritional value will begin to decline. Melons should be stored at room temperature until they're cut. Once cut, the pieces should be refrigerated and consumed within a few days. Whole melons actually continue to develop sweetness and beneficial compounds. When stored properly at room temperature, citrus fruits should be stored in a cool, dry place, but not in the refrigerator. They can last for weeks when stored properly at room temperature. If you live in a very warm climate, you can refrigerate them, but bring them back to room temperature before consuming for optimal taste and nutritional benefit. Understanding proper fruit storage isn't just about following rules. It's about understanding the science behind why these guidelines exist. When we respect the natural processes of these fruits, we're rewarded with better taste, higher nutritional value, and most importantly, foods that work with our bodies rather than against them. This knowledge becomes even more crucial as we age. Our bodies become less efficient at processing foods that aren't in their optimal state. What might cause minor digestive discomfort in a younger person could lead to more serious issues. for someone over 50 by making these simple changes to how we store our fruits. We're not just improving our immediate eating experience, we're investing in our long-term health. Think about the money you spend on fruits and vegetables each week. Wouldn't it be frustrating to know that improper storage is not only reducing their nutritional value, but potentially making them harmful to your health? By implementing these storage techniques, you're ensuring that every dollar you spend on produce is actually contributing to your well-being, rather than detracting from it. The transformation that occurs in improperly stored fruits is irreversible. Once those cellular changes happen, you can't undo them by bringing the fruit back to room temperature. This is why prevention is so much more important than trying to fix the problem after it's occurred. Are you ready to make these changes to protect your health? If you found this information valuable and you're committed to making these changes in your kitchen, I want to encourage you to take action right now. Understanding this content could literally add years to your life by preventing the chronic health issues that develop from poor nutrition habits. If this video has opened your eyes to something you never knew before, please show your appreciation by hitting that like button. It helps more people discover this crucial information. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we're constantly sharing health insights that can transform your well-being. For those of you who made it all the way to the end of this video, I want you to comment below and tell me which of these 5 fruits you've been storing incorrectly. Be honest, because I bet most of you were making at least one of these mistakes. Your comment helps other viewers realize they're not alone in learning something new. And before you go, make sure to watch the next video that's appearing on your screen right now, where I'll reveal the 3 vegetables that become toxic when reheated. Information that could save your life.